Yes, Thabiso Musia, it's a good evening from the Loftus First Field Up. I've certainly learnt my lesson from the Soweto Derby. I arrived here super early, probably some 3 hours before kickoff just to get in time. I know that the Tshwane Metro are much more efficient these days in terms of making sure that there's a better traffic flow. So I got in nice and early, and so did the fans behind me. You're only seeing Sundowns fans probably, but there are Pirates fans on the other side as well that have also arrived early. As we know, stadium capacity sold out. These tickets went out and were sold out quite early on in anticipation of this Betway Premiership fixture. Top tier category in terms of log leaders at the time in Mamelodi Sundowns as well, who are trying to retain their championship following what happened in Cape Town as well, when Stellenbosch were unable to stop that Pirates train as well. I will get to also the pitch conditions a little bit later, but I wanted to give you a feel of the weather conditions here. As cold as it is, the fans have braved the weather. They wanted to see it live and not hear it from a second hand or hear it from somebody else's as a story retold, but rather to witness it themselves as they've come in their numbers. It's a fixture between Kaizer Chiefs, who are visiting Mamelodi Sundowns in the Betway Premiership. It's back to you in studio. Coach, it's been a roller coaster. I think at some point it was 7 matches in 21 days. How are the boys coping ahead of facing Kaizer Chiefs tonight?
Yeah, big challenge. Curious, but because yesterday, I don't know if you heard how the coach of Arsenal, Arteta, was speaking about the difference between them and the two teams that are going to play the semi-final today, PSG and Bayern Munich. Exactly how one championship or both championships in Germany and in France can create conditions for the teams to arrive in this moment of the season in their best moment. Well, for us it has been tough, but has been challenging. I think until the moment we're coping quite well. Obviously, and as it's clear, some players have been falling. We have players that are not able to give their best to the team. Artur, Saleng. We were able to recover Nuno, but still not fully available for the full match. Brian just came in, so that is the challenge as to how you can still be capable to be strong in all the matches when you know that you're going to lose players and you have to take players from the pitch in order to manage their condition. A very interesting exercise for the coach, for the coaching staff, and but I think the boys are doing well, so let's see if today we can keep the pace that the opponent will bring, a team that is absolutely fresh, quite tricky in terms of their capacity to aggress us in transitions. You look at the bench, you see they can take the free in the front and put another free, and they still have pace. So we have to deal with that by having the ball as much as possible. If we have to lose balls as far away from our goal as possible, not to allow us to be aggressive in the defensive transition, and but be ambitious, very ambitious in order to play everything. We are in 6 days finishing the season, so there's no energy to live at home. There's just commitment, passion, love, and will to do, and overcome the difficulties with those values.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question to ask. How do you stay calm and composed knowing that you are so close to the finish line?
Believing that football is not the most important thing on life, because it's not. Life itself is the most important thing we have. That is the value that is ultimate. Of course, we want to live football, we want to live through football, we want to live and to give beautiful, amazing moments to live to all the people that love us and love the club. But there's an experience that the boys have and we have that have to be helpful in terms of managing these moments. Otherwise, you need to live the right emotions to be able to perform on these kind of moments. So that's what we have to do. Basically, the season has been like that, as you know. It's just another day.
Coach Khalil, just several changes, but one that's notable. Obviously, Wandile Duba. Is there an update there, or is it tactical?
No, Duba last game, when we finished the game, he feel small pain. We make the treatment with the doctor, but we decide together that he's not available for this game, and he will be next game available for us. We don't want to take the risk for him. So for that's the only substitution we had, except Duba. All the squad is ready, and we are keeping the same squad.
And obviously now it's important to bounce back after that away trip to Siwelele that didn't come off the way you wanted it to.
Yeah, I confirm. I think after the derby we didn't have a lot of time for recovery. It was more mentally difficult for us to prepare the second game because after the derby and just in 2 days you travel and you play against Siwelili, and also Siwelili they was playing very well and they deserve to win this game. I think after Siwelili game we had 1 week now to prepare this game. All the players are fresh and they are ready to compete. And we know that the importance of this game for us to continue to fight and to compete for the best position.
Coach Khalil, I want to find out, what did you learn from your last fixture against Mamelodi Sundowns? Obviously, a high-stakes game as well as this one as well. You've got to have to play out of your socks, I suppose, to get to the best of the form that you were in before the defeat.
I think against Sundowns always the same plan of the game. That's the team who try to keep always the ball and to try to dominate. So for that we have to be ready to defensively to defend very well, and also to don't allow for them to keep a lot the ball and to try to press higher, to don't allow for them to put their model game. So for that, like we discussed with the player, that we have to be mentally ready for this game and to fight, to defend very well, and also when we have the ball we have to keep the ball and to play our game also.
me Teboho Mokoena li ene ke mo lebeletse ragwe Alexis Didi Motaunga tshameketse face bona ba dula fa fatshe ba mo kwa ba gape ke bona kotsifa bona Sekuto kene ke setse ke go tlhalosetsa Alexis Didi Motaunga ne le ragwe Teboho Lebo Maboya fela jalo le ene ragwe tshamekile professionally fela ona mo gogile o Primodiba re bone jalo Glory thula botlhoko monna ba go ntsha karata le tlolopadi go ntse fela jalo ka tsene ba bogela karata e serolwana wa bogela karata e serolwana se pese ndlomo tsele ditselo to batle go kgaola monnanko bana ile ka matla re tla bo re bua tse di fa tla bele khobalo e masisi wa mogela karata ya ntlha fela mo tshimologong ya metsotso e le 12 ya ntlha ya motshameko le ka wana la sepesi tendlomo Kiana Kapira Kilana mo dibukeng tsa setlhopha sa the Citizens Ajax of Cape Town ba kete bana le tsholofelo ya gore ka gongwe ba tla feletsa ba tshameka mo metshamekong ya di-playoffs mo metshamekong ya di-playoffs ba raka gore ba retelelwe ke go fenya liga ya Motsepe Foundation Championship Miguel kete go sengwe se se mo tshwenyang kete ba tlhalosa gore tshwanetse ne sa tshwanela gore nne karata e serolwana fale ne tshwanetse go nna karata e khibidu go ya ka bone go ya ka bone ene sa tshwanela go nna karata e serolwana banka ya Sundowns o tsa ditaelo monna yo wa Brandon Peterson mona maitekwa a Mamelodi Sundowns Khantile mona wa Ben Youssef fela kete khobalo e masisi kete kwa go pala ka Keano Kupiro akete kwa go pala ka Keano Kupiro fela ga itumela seo Steve Kompela le ene khana go lemoga gore ga itumela seo ara bona ka motsa mo iketlileng tshola ditselo to potso ke gore ona mo lebile khotsa ona sa mona ba go morwala Kupiro khobalo ye lebega ile masisi lebega khobalo ile masisi ke o monna yo dirileng tiragalo ye sepese tlendlo ke gore ile khantele ka re ona supiwa ka menwana moraga motshameko wa Derby ya bone ya the Soweto Derby gore na tsameka makhwa bontsi jwa nako le ka wana le la sepese tlendlo kete go pala jalo ka Keano Kupiro agete go pala jalo ka Keano Kupiro Sundowns balekana le Pirates o tamara ka motshameko ba tla ba le motshameko le no sikwa pele ga Stoppers wala no Pirates me fa ba fenya e boela kwa dintleng di le tlhano fa ba latlhegelwa seo se go ra sere Pirates e nna le tshiamelo fa ba tla latlhegelwa fa seo se go ra sere ka go ba motsela kwa bookelonga me go molemo Grant ke kana ke ena tsenang
the front end hasn't quite come alive as yet. Here they are, Modi winning it back in a good area. Now Shabadada, good ball, great chance! 1-0 Kaizer Chiefs. First chance for Flavia da Silva and his Kaizer Chiefs that grab the lead. Right on cue. They come alive in winning it back nice and high up the field and Modi involved. And for Flavia da Silva, no problem in getting it better. of Rodman Williams. Chiefs lead. All about the hard work on the front end defensively here. Williams, that was the best of balls upfield here. Modi's touch. That pass from Shabalala needed to be released early. It buys an extra second here for the extra touch. Whilst Williams gets a touch onto it, there's no denying Kaizer Chiefs the best moment of the match so far with their first real attack of the game. Well, big moments, but the intensity has certainly been alive for all to see from a Chiefs point of view here. Taking the game to Sundowns, and one thing's threatening to boil over then. Kennedy Mweni, one of the nicest guys you will find in South African football, trying to calm things down with Simon Cardoso getting involved as well. The man not doing a good job of not allowing the coach to get involved in all of that nastiness. Think about the minutes that are coming up here in the half-time break.
Mrembula. Hobora Jalo Kotoko. Away Romela Mbogoso. Hetan Namanga. For Cyprian Leon. The Colombian international. Oleka Kanyadino. Bale Muvuroko kwa Mamelodi Chiefs. Baraga Mutabai Ketilenga. Patrick Matthews. Habona Chalo Nuno. Habona Tepsam Rebula. Habona Tapelo. Arumela Mbogoso la Deteni. Habona Gone Prian. Hatsa Khileo. Lekawana la Leon. Abai ba kwa tsona tse gona gone. Abai yetlanya le tloa. 1-1.
They challenge right in front of the referee, then free kick in a very good area here for Sundowns side, looking for the lead for the first time this evening. Few of the Chiefs players here, but they are feeling that Adams is milking this for everything it's worth. The 32-year-old Olabadi. Well, sure, yellow card, second yellow and reds. For Jaden Adams, I mentioned earlier that one gets the feeling it's one of those where second yellow could very well affect the way things turn out here. And it's to Adams, who picked up the first yellow with the challenge that put Shabalala out the game then. Now, that's why the Chiefs players were very unhappy with Adams then, and the length of time it took for him to get up on his feet. There was no contact between he and Maboya. And in the end, the Kolopati took his time before showing the second yellow card, and how crucial that could be in the time that remained in this match. How crucial it could be in the championship run as well. Funny old game, football. Going to the half-time break, come out with the changes that change the momentum of the match, and when it looks as though you're only up and up, a red card throws a spanner into the works. So an important player in Jaden Adams.
Tsholo ya bofelo ya Mamelodi Sundowns. Abata idirisa ka boyelo, aba romela. Tsela di bokaso. Aba signala tsa Brandon Peterson. Bona ka motsa mo iketileng a romela Tepsa Mrembula. Eketeni thutsa ke Kevin. Le ka go lebella gore a thutsa ke Kevin khotsa ke Grant. And now on goal. Fela Anna Machato a tsapuga Brandon Peterson a sireletsa.